In this video, I'm going to give you the spoiler leak outline and also my analysis of Season 8, Episode 4 of Game of Thrones. Subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss one of our videos. Okay, I watched and rewatched the episode and also watched the after the episode and the trailer for the next episode. And I believe that the leak that I saw on Twitter that may be down now is accurate in all respects. I misinterpreted part of the leak, and I'll tell you how I did that later in this. But I'll go over the episode and my reactions to it. I think the key thing in the episode is that Dany feels herself isolated in Westeros, that people do not appreciate the sacrifices that she has made to save the people of Westeros from the others. That comes out very clearly. So Jon rejects Dany, and he decides not to continue their relationship, but to continue his support for her claim to the Iron Throne. But he also defies her in that he tells other people about his heritage, thus undermining her claim to the Iron Throne. Everything in the leak that I released, that I discussed earlier today, came true in this episode. The only thing that I misinterpreted was that there was a phrase that said, Jaime betrays the North. And it was not clear how Jaime betrayed the North. And in this episode, the only thing that he did to betray the North was that he told Brienne that he would go support Cersei. So he left Brienne after they had shipped, referring to what Dany and Jon had done, and he said he would support Cersei. But that was his only betrayal. And, to be honest, I thought he would have done something worse. And so in terms of the character of Jaime, I think that he was much nicer than I would have expected. I would have thought he would have done some sort of treachery that he did not do. He just told Brienne that he would go support Cersei. So that was totally my misinterpretation of the outline of the rest of the series that I had put in my previous video, which I'll link in the description. But otherwise, everything in the description was consistent with somebody who had exactly watched the entire episode 4. And the other, the other things about the leak, which said that in the end that Varys would betray Dany and pay for that betrayal, that Bran would be on the final council of advisors to Bran, I think are consistent. Now, is it possible that somebody had seen episode 4 with the leak and had then possibly made extrapolations that are plausible based on seeing episode 4? Entirely possible. But I'll go through the things that were, we had obviously had those leaked photos of Rhaegal going down. We had those leaked photos of Missandei going down. We had those leaked photos of Jaime and Brienne getting together prior to the release of the episode that came out on Twitter, and I found them on Facebook too. But just to summarize, If we go beyond this, Varys definitely betrayed Dany for Jon. Dany executes Varys over Tyrion's objections. We think that that's going to episode 5 or 6. Tyrion frees Jaime. We don't know when Jaime is going to be captured, if he'll be captured. Drogon torches Euron's fleet. That seems like an episode 5 or 6 thing. The Hound and the Mountain both die in the Clegane Bowl. We obviously are seeing that the Hound is going towards the Clegane Bowl in King's Landing with Arya. Jaime kills Euron and is mortally wounded and dies with Cersei. That seems possible since he is going to King's Landing right now. Dany arrests Tyrion and plans to execute him. One of the things I think was in the storm of spoilers was that they attributed a picture from episode 4 to Tyrion dying under Dragonfire. That does not seem correct. After watching episode 4, the trailer picture of Tyrion looking up was not in the dragon pit, but was him looking up at Cersei and trying to reason with her to secede the Iron Throne and to not execute Missandei as she did. So I don't think that those earlier spoilers that saying that, or leaks that said that Tyrion was going to be executed in the dragon pit, that is not consistent with the trailer. The trailer was definitely showing the picture from episode 4. And then Dany arrests Tyrion that plans to execute him. Tyrion convinces Jon that Dany will go after the family and he does not kill her. Jon stabs Dany. Jon takes the Black and Sansa rules the North with Bran on the Iron Throne in a ruling council of Tyrion, Davos, Sam, and Bronn. It's all possible that these things that happen after episode 4 were based on extrapolations of someone who had seen episode 4, but they seem very consistent with episode 4. So we'll have to see in episodes 5 and 6 whether these things come true. But it seems like that's where we are hurtling, that we are hurtling towards a conflict with Jon and Dany, definitely after episode 4, that they are, while Jon is not in total conflict with Dany, he is in partial conflict with Dany, that they are not partners anymore, and that he is only moving out of duty, and he is definitely undermining her by entering the Whispering campaign to undermine her rule, which is effective. All right, subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss our next video. Bye.